comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. That was fast. Sorry, 2 people here. Hello. Good morning. It's your reading, Amber, but I will stay as long as you can. You know how I am with that. I only have to share to a few groups. I'm only in 2 groups anymore. And even then, once the website is done, I'm shutting down the Trudging Together group. Because there's no reason to have it. I don't really do anything with it. If people want to see my stuff, there's plenty of places to watch it. Just have the heat on, but it certainly doesn't feel like it's heating up. All right, let's just double check and make sure the heater is working correctly. Oh. I'm gonna have to put this on for a minute. Yeah, you can always rewatch. You can always rewatch it. Yeah. Yeah, there's a new website coming. It's been taking a minute. I haven't really talked about it. And it's just, I lost the Trudging Together. Well, I didn't really lose the trudgingtogether.com. It's just, it's so jacked up and there's so many fucking getting, just. And I've been thinking about going to trudgingtogether.org for a while because that's more what we do anyway. We're more of an organization than we are a .com. Should have probably picked edu, but then that makes me look like a school and shit. And I'm not gonna do that. I need my phone for this one. And came on about 5 minutes earlier than I said I would. So it's great to be a wizard. It's great to be a wizard. Oh, I don't know that I'm gonna wake up today. Hopefully I do. I have plenty of sleep. Welcome to Daily Trudge. I'm Dion and I'm grabbing more coffee. Grassroots is now listed on DACA, so we might get more people this evening and on Saturday. We'll see. If you're here, please say hello whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. I'm glad chat is working again. Maybe I had to do with connectivity or something. I don't know. Now, the problem is they listed it, but the call-in number is somebody's actual phone number. So I'm going to have to get in touch with them. And I must have filled it out wrong. It was probably I'm sure it was on my side. Pretty sure of it. Because you have the Zoom ID, but then you have a call-in number for people that just want to call in and listen. There's no video to it. You don't see it very often, though. You don't see it very often. It's just another option that Zoom has that nobody uses, really. All right, let's get started. This is the way for any of you Mandalorian fans. It's warm enough now. All right, January 16th. My wife's birthday's in 3 days. And I've got nothing. Nothing. I might get something today. But sometimes she watches these, so I'm not going to say what it is. All right. I almost blew it. Okay. I'm not very good at keeping secrets from my wife, and that includes birthday presents, Christmas presents, presents at all that I do for her. So, just not very good at it. I get too excited for. I get more excited about other people getting gifts than I get for me. I like to see people enjoy that stuff. Okay. I got my new driver's license today, and I look like a serial killer. All right. Fair play is primarily not blaming others for anything that is wrong with us. Eric Hoffer. I'm going to use I'm going to, you get your nails redone there, by the way. See that? Oh, that's just part of it. All right. Yeah, you need to get your nails redone. Um, I was just fucking around. I can't really tell. For some reason, when I read that, is being a good winner and being a good loser. That was something that we were always taught playing, PE, different kinds of sports or things that were competitive when growing up. That you know, yeah, it's great to celebrate, but there's a point in when you become a sore winner, right? Throwing it in people's faces. In fact, the NFL kind of gets on that. I don't know about the other sports, um, but there comes a time in life when there comes a time in life when we got to stop blaming our parents for who we are. We have to stop pointing the finger for our own actions for the things that we are responsible. Yeah, just before New Year's. My wife gets her nails done a lot, so it's something I kind of look at. I need to get my nails done too. I can't give you any crap. See my toenail, yeah. All right. Anyway, good afternoon, Patricia. It's good to see you. But we need to get to a point because the thing is I'm never going to become better. I'm never going to become a better person. I'm not going to be able to work through things unless I stop blaming people for who I am. Now, I'm not saying people didn't do things and that there were things that went on, but I've got to get to a point where that stuff is okay now, or I'm not going to be able to grow as a person. Okay. I will constantly use other people to determine who I am, what I am, comparing ourselves to other people. Um, um, oh, okay, yeah, for season tickets for next year, huh? Sorry, just had an idea. I have a friend that does nails. She might be able to give you some pointers. She might be able to give you some pointers. My wife does nails pretty good. She might be able to give you some pointers. Yeah. Because for her, if her nails are not the way that she wants it, it's her one thing. So, you know, she's like, I'm gonna go get my nails. I'm like, see you in a day. See you in a day. It's her thing. So we all have our stuff, right? We do. All right. It's tempting to blame others for our problems. And thank you, Amber, for this reading today. I appreciated it. Um, yeah. Oh, pay every 6 months, every year. Yeah, it's taking the time, huh? Okay. All right. It's tempting to blame others for our problems. It's easier to deal with. It's just an easier, softer way. But I mean, in the long run, it is not. Because here's the thing, these things build up over time. And when it comes to things that we have done to other people or people have done to us, if we do not take care of them, they will come out eventually. And it will not come out in a way that you prefer. I can tell you that. Right. So um, I think we pay every month. I think we do every month. Probably cheaper to do it every 6 months. I don't know. Going through our budget is actually a top priority for me. Right? Recovery asks us to answer for our actions. For our actions. And we call this cleaning our side of the street, keeping our side of the street clean, right? Because ow, my shoulder hurts. I'm already tired. I don't want to take the meds they gave me because they just make me more tired. I would take some Tylenol. Um, isn't it nice to be able to think like that? Isn't it nice to think like that? So it might even be every 6 months for us, Amber. I don't know. My wife takes care of all that. Um, I told her, "You're better with the money." She's like, "I'm not very good with the money." I said, and I told her, I didn't say you were good with it. I just said you were better than me. That's how my wife and I talk. It's how we are. We have a lot of fun though. Right? Anyway, admitting we were powerless over our alcohol and other drugs is a start. It's a good start. Um, getting to it is a big part of it, right? Getting to that first step. But really things start over once we complete that first step, and the real work is going to begin. Admitting something or accepting something does not require much action. So getting to those action steps is kind of important, right? Um, each of the 12 steps asks us to answer for our actions in some way. That's true. It does. And the program shows us how to do this. Once again, we can't really bring up a problem unless we got a solution to it, right? And that's what is great about AA. I'm just not going to wake up today, am I? Oh, come on. Give me a good pop. Okay. Ah, good stretch. You ever just have good stretches? If not, you'll get them when you get older. Trust me. And the program shows us how to do this. It is it is hard to always look at oneself and just oneself. I do not do it perfectly. Okay. Um, while we see everybody else kind of doing the opposite, huh? Everybody else is running around. Yeah, I'll give a great example about me. Right? There's a good reason that we're dead last in recovery services. I'm not going to talk about that. Okay. Now I talk about what the problem is quite often, don't I? Yes, I do. Am I blaming others for it? Partially, yes. Yes, I am. Right? So, okay. Am I blaming them for it? Yes, I am. Now, do I need to take responsibilities for the actions or non-actions that I have taken? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. Now, the key here is that I don't let that determine my day. It's not something I focus on. I'm not going to go out of my way to do it either, if that makes sense. But if the situation arises and I need to deal with facts, I've got to put fact. But there are people to blame in this. Yes, there are. So what's the balance in that? And it's hard to do. It really is. Okay. Is it the right way? I don't quite know. I don't know. Right. But nobody that I have nobody's opinion that I respect has told me to stop. Back now they're like, you're doing good work. Now, what I can't do is say I can't bring that personalities into it. That's where I got to be careful. I can't bring my own feelings into it because now we're not dealing with facts. So And above all, I have to look at me first. What are my intentions? What am I trying to do here? And sometimes I have the wrong intentions and I still do it. So I've had to make amends here and there and let them know, hey, I will be better about this and stuff because I'm a pretty intense guy. All right. Looking at all my crushed water bottles I haven't been through. But I'm drinking, at least I know I'm drinking water. All right. There's some more. Let's drink some more water. All right. I'm supposed to drink one of these before I go live. It's the rule for me. I'm trying to keep my life a little more structured. Right? The program shows us how to stretch our brain hole. Yeah, it's a reframing of the mind. It's a it's a process of replacement. So over time, we see that being responsible for our actions is the best way to live. Our self-confidence grows as we become more responsible. I have a lot of people that tell me, that say, "Hey, you're pretty transparent. You share your feelings and vulnerable. You're vulnerable, but you're vulnerable about it, right? No, I'm not. I'm not as vulnerable as you might think I am. Being open. See, when people call me vulnerable, what you're actually saying to me is, you think I'm a martyr. That's what goes through my head. See, vulnerability to me is not necessarily a good thing. It can be utilized the right way, but I'm not going to be so vulnerable that I'm going to let you know things about me that you can use against me. No, ain't going to happen. That sticks with certain people. I may text you something, like I texted Amber something yesterday because I've been stirring the pot, but I'm not going to bring that stuff up here. See, I figured out arenas. It's the right place for the right thing, right? Now, there's going to be several things that I need to be responsible for. Okay. I need to be responsible for my actions, which is what we're talking about here. I need to be responsible for my emotions. Okay. And for me, okay, because I deal with more than alcoholism, I also have to deal with my triggers. My triggers are my responsibility. Now, what happens when I decide to take responsibility for my triggers? What happens when I get triggered is I don't blame them for triggering me, even though they did. Now, maybe it was done because that goes back to taking responsibility for my feelings and then my action, right? Right. It's hard. It's hard to do. Again, because number one, it is not the way that we usually work, and it's not really the way anyone works. I'm watching all these beautiful women transform themselves into something I don't even recognize. Like Gwen Stefani, I don't even recognize her anymore. I've lost all respect for that woman, and I used to love her. I used to love her. You know, I really like this. I like what Pamela Anderson's doing. She took away all the makeup and everything. She's beautiful. I think she's beautiful. So I am. I'm not big on makeup and changing who you are and things like that. Not through medical procedures. So see here, what am I doing? I'm not blaming them, but I sure am judging them, aren't I? I just prefer a natural beauty, man. I've always been that way. I can appreciate it. That, and I don't want to wait for an hour while you put your fucking makeup on when we need to leave. That's one of the main reasons. All right. I'm just saying, man, why are you going to change yourself like that when you're already beautiful? Becky, how the heck have you been? It is good to see you. It is good to see you. I'm glad you're here. All right. I'm going to start this paragraph over, though. Over time, we see that being responsible for our actions is the best way to live. Our self-confidence grows as we become more responsible. We start to see just how much we can do. We have gone from being drunks to being responsible people. If we can do this, then we can do anything. We can do anything. It's true. We are capable of so much more than we thought. Right? Now, this does come from probably a part of a childhood. I was always told I was stupid. Oh, Dion, you're just fucking stupid. You're dumb. Okay? Because my grades weren't that good. You know, it wasn't that I was dumb, but I believed them. For a long time, I believed them. And why shouldn't I? These were, people that I trusted. These were, not necessarily teachers, but I don't want to say it was my parents. Because my older brother, he'd get straight A's, and I couldn't focus. I was usually disrupting the class one way or another. I didn't mean to. I didn't. It's not like I went to school. I'm like, but I was bored. I understood within the first 5 minutes, and I didn't see why it took everybody else so fucking long to get it. I still don't like settings where everybody's learning and I have to sit there and pick my nose while they're trying to get it. It actually kind of frustrates me. I pick stuff up pretty darn quick. Or I tend to think I do anyway, right? So we've been called a lot of different things: hopeless, helpless, chronic alcoholics. I mean, I've been called more names than I have anything else. Okay. And people still call me names. Oh, Dion, I love your passion. You know what that means? Crazy. They're calling me crazy. And I know that. And every now and then I stop and I go, what do you mean by you love my passion? What do you mean by that? I mean, I hear that as a compliment, but I'm not taking it that way. All right. I will ask hard questions. Always ask hard questions. Don't be afraid. I've had a lot of people turn away from me because I had ask hard questions. I'm going to tell you what, good riddance. Then you don't need to be in my life because it isn't going to be the last hard question I ask you. Okay. Now I will do that, but then I will, if I'm talking to you and I ask a hard question and you're starting to answer it, I will help support you get through that hard question. I will support you in it, even if it's an answer I don't want to fucking hear, because you're willing to do that. Yeah. And I will totally support you in it. No, I would, I would rather somebody say, no, Dion, I don't want to go because blah, blah, than make up some excuse, right? I really would. So it's amazing that we can go through, because it turns out, I'm actually fairly intelligent. I'm not, I don't know. I don't like to compare, but I'm a fairly intelligent guy, you know, and it turned out that I could do a lot of different things that I wasn't aware of, right? Yeah. We tap that unsuspecting inner resource and great things start to happen, right? And see, you all get this. I went to the store by myself for the first time in like 8 years this week, and I did it, and everything went fine. Everything went fine. I found out I could do it. All right. Prayer for the day. I pray to remember that I am responsible for my action. Blaming puts distance between me and other people. Higher power, help me to play fair. No, totally. I mean, I agree with it, but I shouldn't say whether I agree or disagree with it as much as I don't always play fair. I'm sorry, but this world just isn't. Sometimes I need to go out of my way to create a pain in order for change to happen. Okay. It's what I'm doing with Adams County and Aurora Mental Health. It's the pain. I'm utilizing that pain for change. And there's a new pain now. And the pain is there's no more money. It's all gone. It's all gone. There is no money for our dead last state for recovery services. That's the new pain. I know I'm smiling. I'm smiling because of justice, because I called it. I knew it was going to happen, and now we're here. But it's not a bad thing. And why is it not a bad thing? Because the 12 steps in AA, NACA, and all these other places where you can get recovery do not require money from the state. That is why we are self-supporting. That is why AA and the 12 steps will continue on. Because now it's going to be the only thing left here. Yeah, what are they going to do now? Well, they're going to have to go after other people's money personally. And people are going to get tired of that, especially when they find out what's going on, right? So why do you need it? Well, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we need to get rid of blame and shame. I cannot blame other people for my mood. That has got to end. Whether it puts me in a good mood or a bad mood does not matter. Okay. Yeah, I'll use money as an example here. Money doesn't make me happy, but it makes me happier, if that makes sense. So in the sense that money makes me happy, it can't. Well, it give me, let's say, I got $1 million. Would I be excited? Yeah, sure I would. Sure I would. Because I'd be excited on how many people I'd be able to fucking help. I don't even think of me. I probably should first, but I don't. No, not in that situation. I would probably pay off some things, make sure my family was comfortable, but I'd give it all away, man. I'm just that way. Just, I don't know. I guess I can't really say I'd know what to do with $1 million. Never been in that situation. I doubt I ever will. So why bother what ifing, right? Why bother? If I had $1 million, action for today. Today I will list 4 times I blamed someone else for a problem that was really my problem. I did a 4-step. No thanks. I'm not going to follow their action of the day. Because I did a 4-step. I do a 10-step. That would just be beating up on myself. Oh, I'm more to blame. All right. Now, the thing is I'm not going to blame me either. I can't blame others. I'm an other. Okay. So no blame and shame. Okay. Screw guilt. These are things that will frustrate progress. They will frustrate progress. Okay. Actually, let's talk about progress, not perfection, real quick. I was going to do a random reading, but we're going to do progress. Okay. Because I hear this a lot. Progress, not perfection. That is not what it says. That is not what it says to me. It says we claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. That's what it says. We claim. Claim is the word in that whole sentence that makes it what it is. So how do I claim spiritual progress? That part is actually pretty simple. Not always easy. Good job, Dion. There we go. There we go. Yeah, actually that is what, as soon as it started, that's actually what went through my head too, Amber. That it was a gratitude list that needed to be written. I agree with that because that's what went through my head too. See, look at us. See how we think alike in that sense where it's like, was that really the right action? Maybe the gratitude list was, see, Intuition is where it's fucking at. That was all intuition for everybody. All right, love you, Amber. I'm getting ready to wrap up. So this progress, not perfection, right, is a bad line. No, always perfection. Always perfection. Okay? When I say progress, not perfection, what I'm saying is God's world is not perfect. That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel. Okay. But I have to claim spirit. So we claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Oh, I'm perfect. I'm so perfect. See, now there's not much room for me to move because I'm utilizing a phrase incorrectly, and it needs to be getting rid of. Because in the 6th and 7th step, it is all about what? Perfection. Perfection. I'm striving for perfection. Everybody else here, I hope so. Because what I'm doing is I'm trying to be in the likeness of my higher power. Because my higher power is perfect. That is what I am striving for. I'm not going to reach it. And that is okay. That is the whole point. There is power in a lot of this. But when we bring ourselves down by saying, oh, we just, yes, mark your progress, claim it. Claim it. Not everything in AA is done in red ink. In fact, it's a poor day. It is a poor day indeed when we go through our stuff and nothing good happened. That's unusual for an alcoholic life. Recovered alcoholic is working the steps. It'd be pretty unusual for them to have not something good that happened, right? So no, we are going to strive towards perfection every single day. That is what is inherent to growth. Oh, well, I missed this part. See, now when something happens, instead of feeling guilty, having blame or shame, I can take a look at the problem for what it is and I can change. If I'm so busy blaming other people, blaming myself, getting down on myself, I am not changing. And that is not progress, nor is it anywhere near perfection. All right. It's just, I've been seeing the whole progress, not perfection. That's not the line. Stop perverting the damn program to suit what you think your need is. If we knew what our needs were, we wouldn't have needed AA. We wouldn't have needed each other. We wouldn't have needed a higher power. Right? Okay. And that goes back to half measures will avail you nothing. Right? But it is hard for an alcoholic or addict, I'm sure, to have any great feelings about ourselves when we get here. No. Between what we've thought of ourselves and what other people have said about us, we have extremely low self-esteem. Well, how do you work on your self-esteem? You claim spiritual progress. You do esteemable things for you. What's an esteemable thing? Doing something for somebody else without anybody knowing. That's true esteem. Helping somebody else and having other people know, but not telling other people is humility. And they can work together. Humility and self-esteem very much can work together, right? So I help a lot of people, but I don't go online and talk about it. So what? So what? Oh, I helped somebody today and they were this age and they were going through this and this and that. Sorry, but just me. It's just icky, isn't it? Right? We don't brag about what we've done. Well, sometimes we do. Sometimes I do. Right? So let's say I brag. Okay. I'm going to tell you, here it's there's a lot of times here I say something and I 10 step it immediately. Immediately. Okay. What is that? Am I doing that for you? No. No, I'm not. I'm doing that for me so I can claim spiritual progress for the day. Oh, I took care of that 10 step. Good job, Dion. That was kind of hard. Okay. But what happens is we start to go through these hard things, and when you do it intentionally, you'll grow even quicker. Okay. And we face these hard things, they become easier. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I think that's about what I got today. You know how I can always tell? If it doesn't kind of come automatically, then does that make sense? Because see, it's God talking here. I don't remember half of what I fucking say. I don't. Be like, oh, that was a really good podcast. Great. What, I wonder what it happened. Because I don't listen to my podcasts. I don't listen to my lives. No. There's no point. Because all I would do is sit there and nitpick everything that I'm doing wrong. That's what I would do. Or I would bolster my ego. Right? That's what I did when I was a musician. We'd play a good song live, and I go back and listen to it and listen to it and listen to it and listen to it. But in that case, I was trying to improve on my drumming. In this case, it wouldn't be anything but me going, "Oh, I'm such a great guy." I think I'm a great guy, but I'm not going to run around and that's all I do. You know. All right. I'm sure I got some things to do here that I'm avoiding. You too. See, isn't it fun to be an alcoholic? We're like, yeah, I'm avoiding everything today. And half the people are like, yeah. I may not say it out loud, but that's the cool thing. And, that's why I say a lot of we and not I, because this is a we program. And when I say we, I'm including you. So when I say things like, I get intrusive thoughts, right? Then you don't feel so alone. All right. Yes, Rebecca, thank you for calling it. I hope everybody has a good day. I love you. Don't forget, 5 o'clock, Mountain Standard Time, Grassroots. There's a new website coming. They're working on it tomorrow. So hopefully by the end of the weekend, trudgingtogether.org will be out with a new look, new website. Okay, setting the reset button. Doink. All right. I love you. Peace out. And